Meeting is being recorded.
How many steps to develop database application? 4 steps. What is first one? Loading a Jdbc driver. Second one, establishing a connection. Third one, performing the task. Fourth one, closing a connection. Okay. First of all, you are going to see only 2 steps. Loading a Jdbc driver, establishing connection. These 2 you are going to see. First, loading a Jdbc driver. Which method required? I'll show you. So compulsory library required. Without library, we cannot do anything. At the command prompt, if you want to see the profile of a class or interface, which command we use? Java P. So already given that one. So Java P. Java.lang. Class name is class is there. That class required. See, Java P. Java.lang. Class. It shows the profile of a class. Profile nothing but variables, methods, constructors. Okay. In this one method required, that is I'll give. This is I'll redirect to a one file. That is teaching purpose I'm using. So if I write like this, what will happen? Whatever profile is there, that is copied in this file. The file I'm opening. Whatever displayed at the command prompt, I opened. Okay. Here we required one method. The method I'll give. The method, this for name method. This method required. I'll remove package name. I'll remove generic type. I'll remove package name here. I'll remove package here. No. It is used to load a Jdbc driver. Note down. It is used to load a Jdbc driver. Here we have to pass driver class name. Driver class name. Write this one. It is used to load a Jdbc driver. It is used to load a Jdbc driver. It is used to load a Jdbc driver. All Jdbc drivers are classes in Java. That's what the driver class name you have to pass here. Then it will be loaded. Okay. Now I'll ask some questions. Give me answer. What is the method name here? What is the method name? For name. For name method, is it accessible? Yes or no? How do you know? Public. It is public method. Anywhere you can access. No restrictions to access public method. Is it instance method or class method? Class method. How do you know class method? Static. Okay. It is class method. How many ways to access? 4 ways to access. What are those? Directly, by using class name, by using object, by using object reference. How many ways not recommended? 2 ways. What are those? Object, object reference. Those two leave it. When we have to use directly, if the method is present in the same class. When we have to use class name, if the method is present in another class. Now, for name method in which class? Class name is class. Don't get confused. It is class name is class. Okay. Class name is class. Okay. Now, for name method in class. Suppose my class demo class. My class demo class. Can I access this method directly? No. How to access? By using class name. What is a class name? Class. What is the return type of this method? Class. Return type also class. Return type also class. Then what we have to write? Give me answer. Return type is class. What we have to write? Class. Something C equal to. How to call? Class dot for name. Here, how many parameters you have to pass? One parameter. Which type? String type. That's for double quotes. Here we have to pass driver class name. I have to explain driver class name. Will it throw exception? Yes. How do you know? Throws keyword. Throws exception. Okay. How many types of exceptions are there? Two types. What are those? Checked exception, unchecked exception. Now, checked exception, unchecked exception. Which is mandatory to handle? Checked exception. If you don't handle, what will happen? Compile time error occurs. Okay. See, for first program, first line only core Java required. Okay. One program also we didn't write. For that program, it is first line. We are going to write. For that one, core Java required. So core Java object oriented programming knowledge is mandatory to learn advanced Java. That's what I said, prepare and come. Okay. Whatever you studied in core Java class, that is prepare and come. Then only advanced Java becomes easy. Now, here, this is we have to write. Okay. That is in program we'll write. First, this is a method we are using to load a Jdbc driver. Okay. But Jdbc driver, you studied total how many types of Jdbc drivers? 4 types. How many types you studied? 2 types. Type 1 driver, type 2 driver. Type 1 driver, it is outdated. That is no need to learn. Only theoretically I explained. It's enough. Type 2 driver, outdated. Type 1 driver, one driver or many drivers? One driver. Type 2 drivers, many drivers. So you are going to learn now type 2 driver. Type 1 driver outdated. The driver is not there in Java like software. It is removed. That's what type 1 driver no need to learn. It is outdated. Type 2 driver you are going to learn. Type 2 driver you are going to learn. Type 2 drivers are separate driver for every database. Type 2 drivers, many drivers. It's not a one driver. You have seen yesterday diagram. Okay. See, yesterday in diagrams you studied type 2 drivers. Here, type 2 driver. See, Jdbc driver for Oracle, Jdbc driver for MySQL, Jdbc driver for DB2, Jdbc driver for Derby. Like this, separate driver. Every database, separate driver is there. Now, I'm going to give for Oracle. Now, write it. Type 2 driver class name. Type 2 driver class name for Oracle database. Type 2 driver class name for Oracle database. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Type 2 driver class name for Oracle database. 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 See, Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. Oracle is a package. JDBC is a sub package. Driver is a sub package. Oracle driver is a class. Class, each word first letter capital, no? That's what O capital, D capital. Write clearly. Okay. So Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. This is a type 2 driver class name for Oracle database. URL to access type 2 driver. Note uniform resource locator to access type 2 driver. URL to access type 2 driver. JDBC colon Oracle colon OCA 8 colon at service ID. URL to access type 2 driver. Here JDBC Oracle OCA 8. JDBC nothing but protocol. Oracle nothing but sub protocol. OCA 8 nothing but logical name. This is just accessing purpose will write. Protocol, sub protocol, logical name, service ID. Protocol, sub protocol, logical name, service ID. See, in internet HTTP protocol we use like that. Here protocol JDBC. Sub protocol Oracle. Logical name you will understand while teaching type 4 driver. What is logical name? You will understand. Here OCI nothing but Oracle call interface. OCI stands for Oracle call interface. OCI 8. Oracle call interface. JDBC is a protocol. Oracle is a sub protocol. OCI 8 is a logical name. OCI 8 is a logical name at service ID. So it is a protocol, sub protocol as it is you have to use. This logical name you will understand in further sessions while teaching type 4 driver. What is logical name you will understand. Service ID. To get service ID, you have to use the following SQL query. I'll explain. OCI stands for Oracle call interface. Oracle call interface. Is it over? Protocol, sub protocol, logical name. OCI full form Oracle call interface. Next, write it. To get service ID, use the following SQL query. To get service ID, use the following SQL query. Select star from global underscore name semicolon. Select a star from global underscore name semicolon. Select a star from global underscore name semicolon. Select a star from global underscore name semicolon. select star from global underscore name. See, SQL prompt, we have to write this one. Whatever comes, that is we have to write. See, compulsory one database you have to install. I'm teaching now Oracle. So better to go for Oracle database only. Oracle database download and install in your system. Better to go for Oracle Express Edition. Express Edition download. Enterprise Edition, it occupies more memory. It will take more time to download, more time to install. Even uninstallation also not easy. If it is Express Edition, in 10-15 minutes only you can install. Even uninstallation also in 5 minutes only it will complete. Okay. If any problem comes also, it is very easy to manage Express Edition. The version can be anything, either 11 or 12 or 13, 15, 18, 21 is there. Present latest version 21. So Oracle Express Edition only you take, it is better. Oracle, so many editions, so many versions are there. Edition, you take Express Edition. Okay. If you are learning Oracle related courses like Oracle DBA or Oracle apps, at the time enterprise expression different will be there. For you, for Java people, Express Edition more than enough. So Express Edition download and install in your system. Okay. After installation, here, if you type SQL prompt, see, run SQL command line. Now run SQL command line. Here you'll get it SQL prompt. Here connect. Username system. Password in my system manager is there. Connected. Here select a star from global underscore name. Now what you are getting? XC. In my system, Express Edition 11.11G is there. Express Edition. Okay. In my system, Express Edition 11G is there. Global underscore name also XC coming. In your system, you have to type this SQL query. Whatever it comes here, that is you have to write in the program. Okay. Whatever it comes, that is you have to write in the program. So here Jdbc colon Oracle colon OCI 8 colon at service ID XC. In my system XC is there. Here I'll write XC. In your system whatever is there, that is right. Okay. Now after this driver, it is not a part of Java software. It is a part of Oracle software. So write it next. The above driver is a part of Jdbc 6_g.jar file in Oracle 11G Express Edition. In my system information I am providing. If you are Oracle 21 or Oracle 18, Oracle 19, if it is there, then what you do is in that OJDBC 8 will be there. OJDBC 8_g. In my system, this is there. This is I am giving. Okay. In your system, whatever is there, that is you make it. If you are facing any problem means you can bring your laptop. I'll show you. Okay. The above driver is a part of OJDBC 6_g.jar file in Oracle 11G Express Edition. Okay. 10G is there. Continue with 10G. 19C is there. 19C. 21C is there. 21C. Already installed means continue. Already installed means continue. Those who are installing now, better to go for Express Edition. So already installed, you're running means continue with that only. Still you didn't install means go for Express Edition. Those already installed Enterprise Edition, you continue with that only, because installing, uninstalling of Oracle not easy, not like a Java. Java installation, Java uninstallation in a 5 minutes you can complete. So JDK installation, JDK uninstallation, just in a 5 minutes it will complete. Okay, but Oracle it takes time. But uninstallation also not easy if it is enterprise edition. So you already installed in your system enterprise edition means continue that one only. Still you didn't install Oracle means better to go for express edition. Okay, now the above driver is a part of OJDBC 6_g.jar file in Oracle 11G express edition in my system. Now for this you need to set the class path. If you set the class path then only works, otherwise it will not work. So temporary class path, permanent class path, both I'll show you. Note down. Temporary class path to access driver. Temporary class path to access driver. At the command prompt, set class path equal to, at the command prompt, set class path equal to percentile class path double quotes dot semicolon this is practical only, but directly program you cannot understand. No, first path setting everything required. Okay, now set class path equal to percentile class path, percentile in double quotes, and set space class path equal to percentile class path, percentile in double quotes dot semicolon. Okay, as it is write it, I'll explain. Here percentile symbols are there, even double quote symbols are there, dot is there, semicolon is there, write clearly. Okay, now after this location required, this location I'll show you in my system. Say in file explorer, this PC C drive, here Oracle XE, here Oracle XE. Okay, in this Oracle XE app, in this app Oracle, in this Oracle product, in a product 11.2.0 server JDBC lib, here we have this location we have to set to access. So this I'll copy, I'll paste here. This is we have to write. Write this one. Online students, if any doubts are there, write it in your notebook. End of the session, I'll clarify your doubts. Write this one. First, listen with more concentration, class. Write this one. Set class path equal to percentile class path, percentile in double quotes dot semicolon C drive Oracle XE app Oracle product 11.2.0 server JDBC lib OJDBC 6_g.jar. So in my system, whatever is there, I'm giving. Your system, you have to search in a JDBC folder, lib folder, whichever file is there, that is you have to write. Okay. So generally this file name will be different. This server JDBC will be common. Server JDBC will be there common, and the version different, and this location may be different. The jar file may be different. You have to check in your system in a Oracle software lib folder. What are the files are there? You have to see. Generally either OJDBC 6_g or OJDBC 8_g or OJDBC 14 or classes 11, classes 111, classes 12. These many files are there. Depends upon versions. Which version you are using in your laptop? Based on that, that file will be there. Present, I am giving my system version. In my system, 11G is there. That location I'm giving. Okay. If you are facing any problem, means you can bring the laptop. I'll show you. Okay. Online students, you can mail to my mail ID, and even if any problem with installations, I'll give system admin number. You can contact him. Okay. Now, this is a class path. This is a class path. See, paths, class paths, so many required in advanced Java. This all you have to learn compulsory. Core Java, everyday Java C demo.java, Java demo. That is only compilation, execution. One time if you set the path first day, up to last class, same path. Okay, core Java. But here we'll install many softwares. Server will install, browser will install, database will install, Eclipse will install. Eclipse also I'll teach. So that's what many softwares will be there. That too software version compatibility also you have to check. That is the reason lots of practice required. Same program, whatever I'm going to teach here in your system may not work. Errors comes. Compatibility also you have to check. That is the reason if you practice, you'll get a subject. Otherwise, you cannot. Okay. Now, set class path equal to percentile class path percentile in double quotes dot semicolon. You observe. Now, here, this is called command. Write it. It is a command. It is a command, and it is used to set the class path. It is a command, and it is used to set the class path. It is called append mode. In a core Java class also I explained about this. Path setting, class path setting, path for software, class path for classes. If you want to access API, API full form, application programming interface. It is nothing but library. In C, C++ we are calling library. Java language we are calling API, application programming interface. If you want to access software, path required. If you want to access API, class path required. That's the difference. Path, class path. If you want to access software, path required. If you want to access class library, class path required. Okay. Now, it is a command, and it is used to set the class path. It is a command, and it is used to set the class path. This is append mode. In your system, so many class paths will be there. This class path appended. If you write like this, if you don't write this one, it will override. It will override. Then what will happen? Other class paths may not work. This class path works. It will override. That is the reason always prefer this one. Okay. After this, here. See here. You check it in your system to get this location. Now in my system, C drive, Oracle XC, app, Oracle product 11.2.0 server, Jdbc, lib, Jdbc 6_g.jar in my system. Maybe in your system, Oracle 21C is there. Latest one, Oracle 21C. Oracle 21 is there. This location will be different. Maybe directly app will be there. Directly app folder. Oracle XC also not appears. Okay. App will be there, or DB home will be there. Different names will be there. That is, this will be same will be there everywhere. Jdbc lib. Jdbc folder name, lib folder name, same will be there. You check it, where is Jdbc lib folders? That location, write it. After that, this jar file name also different will be there. This is OJDBC 8_G is there. In Oracle 21C, Oracle 19C, OJDBC 8_G is there. If it is Oracle 10G, that will be OJDBC 14 will be there. If it is Oracle 8 and 9, classes 111, classes 11, classes 12, file names will be different. That is the reason you need to check the location. You need to set the class path properly. Otherwise, your program will not execute. Okay. This is temporary class path. Permanent class path also I'll explain. Present with temporary, I'll show you program. For loading a driver. Okay. Now, loading a driver, this is, see, this is a method we use to load the driver. This is a driver we are going to load. To access the driver, this URL required. This URL contains service ID. For getting service ID, this SQL query required. The driver is available in this file. For this class, driver class path we have to set. Then only we can access driver. This is first step. Now second step, for establishing connection. Which method required I'll give? Java P, java.sql.driver manager. It's on class. This class profile I copied into file. That file I'll open. Okay. Now whatever we are going to get at the command prompt, that is I copied. Now in this class, one method is there to establish the connection. The method name is get connection. This method. That method required to establish the connection. Now just I'll remove package name. Here also I'll remove package name. Here again and again package name is there. Just I'm removing. Now throws SQL exception. Write this one. It is used to establish the connection. It is used to establish the connection between Java application and database. It is used to establish the connection between Java application and database. It is used to establish the connection between Java application and database. Here URL, here username, here password. These three required. URL, username, password. So 1-2 programs in Edit Plus I'll teach. After that I'll start Eclipse. So Advanced Java total you'll learn with Eclipse. Core Java without Eclipse you learn. Because Core Java you have to learn like that only. After getting knowledge only you have to use Eclipse. Now here I'll start Eclipse. In a Core Java only if you use Eclipse, maximum code generated by system, then you will not get a subject. That's what Core Java without Eclipse you have to learn. Advanced Java onwards with Eclipse you can learn. Because maximum code generated by the Eclipse only. Main method also you are not writing. Main method line also you may forget if you use Eclipse. That will be happen. It is used to establish the connection between Java application and database. It is used to establish the connection between Java application and database. Now, again, I'll ask some questions. Give me answer. What is the method name? What is the method name? Get connection. Is it accessible? How do you know? Public. Is it instance method or class method? How do you know? Static. How many ways to access? 4 ways. How many ways not recommended? 2 ways. Can we access this method directly in my program? Can we access? No. This method in which class? Driver manager. Suppose my class demo class. Can we access directly? No. How to access? by using class name. What is the return type? Connection. Then complete line, what we have to write? Connection C equal to driver manager dot get connection. How many parameters? 3 parameters. What are those? URL, username, password. Just now I given URL. What is the URL? Jdbc colon Oracle colon OCI 8 colon at XC. That is URL. Username in my system, system is there. Password manager in my system. While installing Oracle, whatever given password, that password you have to write. While installing Oracle software, whatever you given password for system user, that password you have to write. Okay. Now with these 2 steps we'll see program. Now with these 2 steps we'll see program. Now here with edit plus I'll teach first of all. File suppose demo.java. Now it is common, say without class we cannot develop applications. Without class we cannot develop applications in Java. Writing program possible, but without class developing application not possible. Writing program is possible because interfaces you can write, enumerations you can write. But even if you write interface, enumeration also, again we are going to use class. That's what developing applications are not possible without class. So class name, open brace, close brace. Without main method, we cannot execute program under operating system. That's what main method. After this, see, first we have to load the driver. 4 steps. In 4 steps, 2 steps only you are learning now. Remaining 2 steps later. Now 2 steps. First step, loading a Jdbc driver. For loading a Jdbc driver, which method required? Just now given. What is the method name? For name. For name method in which class? Class. What is the return type of that method? Class. Then what we have to write? Class C equal to class dot for name. How many parameters? 1 parameter. Which type? That's what double quotes. Now that is driver class name. What is the driver class name? Driver class name Oracle dot Jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. Oracle dot Jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. Okay. See, demo class loaded. Main method called. Whenever this line is executed, driver class loaded into our Java program. With this line, driver loaded into our Java program. After loading a driver, see this for name method, will it throw exception? Yes. Which exception? Class not found exception. If this driver class is not available in your system, then class not found exception comes. If this driver is available, loaded. If this driver is not available, class not found exception comes. That exception, already you studied 2 types of exceptions. Checked exceptions, unchecked exception. Which type of exception is mandatory to handle? Checked exception. If you don't handle, what will happen? Compile time error occurs. Suppose if I compile this line, see, if I compile this line, what will happen? See, Java C demo.java. We are getting unreported exception, class not found exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. That means it is checked exception or unchecked exception. What is checked exception? Is it compulsory to handle? Yes. I didn't handle. That's what this is came. Now, how many ways to handle? 2 ways. What are those? try and catch blocks, throws. See, here message also coming. Must be caught or declared to be thrown. Either write try catch block or write throws. Any one we have to write. See, system only saying no. Unreported exception, class not found exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. So this line must be in a try catch block or this line must be declared to be thrown. Either write throws or write try catch. Try catch and throws. What's the difference? If you write try catch also works. If I write throws also works. Suppose try catch. Now I'll write try catch. Try. Okay. After this catch. Here. Which exception we have to handle? Class not found exception. Class not found exception. Okay. Now this is I'm going to handle. Here. System dot. What we have to write? ERR dot println CE. That is, what is C here? Object reference of this class. Object reference of this class. Like this I written. Now will it compile? Yes. File, save. If I compile, see compilation. Java C demo.java successfully compiled. It is successfully compiled now. No, but instead of writing try catch block, we can write throws. We can write throws. Throws class not found exception. No. Throws class not found exception. File, save. Compilation. Now also compiling no. But which is best? Try catch better or throws better? Which is better? Why throws? Only one line code. Try catch means 4 lines you are right. Throws means 1 line. It is better. Why throws better? 1 line code. Which is better means directly you are selecting one answer. Depends upon situation. So try catch better is wrong. Throws is better is wrong. First I have to show one situation. Answer is depends upon situation. But which is better means you are selecting one answer. Okay. Depends upon situation. Suppose you want to write user friendly error message. Is it possible? No. Then what you have to use? Try catch. Okay. With this what will happen? Just handle. But you cannot display user friendly error message. While developing projects, it is better. After developing, while submitting to client, you have to write user friendly error message. Okay. User friendly error message compulsory. While releasing the project, while developing, this is better. While releasing the project, that is better. Depends upon situation. See, if you handle like this, writing very simple, throws exception over. Okay. But suppose driver is not there. Class not found exception, driver not found exception, like this comes. If it is problem is any problem occurred, driver is not there. Suppose one small example. You will go to ATM center. Okay. You want to withdraw money. Then what will happen? You will insert ATM card. First it will check that card is valid or not. Okay. Card is valid or not, it will check. Once if the card is valid, it will ask PIN number. Why PIN number? Whether you are authorized person or not. Maybe other people card also you can use, no? So whether you are authorized person or not, it will check. If PIN number also valid means you are authorized person to access that card. Okay. So first card is valid or not, it will check. Later you are valid or not, it will check. Okay. Once card is valid, you are authorized person to access that card. Then what will happen? It will ask what you want to do, either withdraw or deposit or transfer some transactions. Suppose you will select withdraw. You will enter 10,000. Then first of all, your request password to server, no? That ATM's client system, it doesn't know balance is there or not. That information in server. So request password to server. What server will do? It will communicates with database. That account number is there or not. In that account number, balance is there or not. It will check. Okay. While communicating with database. What driver should be loaded? No. Suppose driver is not there. One message comes to ATM center. Driver not found exception. Class not found exception. Will they understand other people? What is driver? Who is driver in ATM center? They'll search for driver. It will happen. You know driver is a software, but other people they do not know what is driver means. You know driver is a software, but other people who is a driver in ATM center, they'll search for driver. It will happen. Okay. So that's what user friendly error message required. Are you getting that type of exception message in ATM center? No. You are getting message temporarily out of service. Problem can be anything. One message only, temporarily out of service. Okay, like that. That is user friendly error message. User understandable format we have to write. Is it possible with throws? No. Compulsory we have to go for try catch. Only if you want to handle, it is better. If you want to write user friendly error message, that is required. So situation. If you write throws, actually in these throws also what will happen? Again implicitly try catch only comes. You are writing throws, compiler will provide try catch. So what you are saying to compiler, I am not writing try catch block, you write try catch block. Then compiler will write. Okay, actually that is your duty. You have to write try catch. With this line what we are saying to compiler, I am also throwing, you handle. Throws means throws only, no? It will throw. But who will handle? Again try catch only will handle. Catch block only will catch. So if you write throws also, try catch implicitly comes. So what we are saying to compiler, I am throwing, you handle. Then try catch will provide implicitly. With that it will handle. At last try catch only worked. Okay. So programmer point of view, burden reduced, that's it. Throws you can write. While developing project, suppose while developing project, if you write user friendly error message, temporarily out of service, if it is comes, problem also you have to solve, no? But temporarily out of service means problem is driver or URL or drive username, password. How can you understand? That's what while developing project, you should not write user friendly error message. After completion of your project, while submitting to client, you have to write user friendly error message. Okay. While developing, this is better. While submitting to client, that is better. Like that, you have to select either try catch or throws. Depends upon situation. Okay. But if you write try catch, then what will happen? Later, if you want to write user friendly also, little bit changes required. Class not found exception. Okay. Here. System.err.println CE. Like this written. Now, here class not found exception CE given. While executing this line, if this driver is not available, class not found exception object created by JVM. That object passed to catch block. Then catch block object reference will receive. So it will throw the object, it will receive the object. So this will throw the object, it will receive the object. Then here implicitly which method called here? ToString method called. With the ToString method, error message displayed. Okay. This is system.err.println because error message. System.out also works, but don't write. System.err write it. Otherwise, we have one more option, that object reference dot print stack trace. It is also works. Then it is implicitly method called. System.out.println only again. System.err.println called. This is also you can use, or this one also you can use. Like system.err.println yourself you can write. Like this also valid. That is also valid. This is also valid. Like this you have to write. Here error message displayed if any problem occurred. Now This is first line. Now, first line completed. See, whatever I asked questions, whatever you give an answer, that is not advanced Java, core Java. Exception handling. That is exception handling core Java concept. Okay. Now, advanced Java only library. Library advanced Java, remaining all core Java. Now, loading a driver is over. Loading a driver is completed. Next step, establishing a connection. For establishing connection, which method required? Which method required? Get connection. Get connection method in which class? Get connection method in which class? Driver manager class. That is I given in notes is there. You can see. Get connection method in which class? Driver manager class. That method. What is the return type of that method? Connection. What we have tried? Give me answer. Connection. C already is there. That's what con I'll write. Next. Driver manager dot get connection. Now, how many parameters? Which type? String type. Three strings. What is the first one? URL. What is the URL I given? Jdbc colon Oracle colon OCA 8 colon at service ID XE. In my system, username system, password manager. With this line, connection established. But connection established with this line. Don't write. I'll give you time for writing. Listen. Now, that line. With that line, connection established. If any problem occurred with URL or user or password, it will throw one exception. That is which exception? SQL exception. Now, this catch block, will it handle SQL exception? No. What we have to do now? See, if I compile again, one more error comes. How to handle? One more catch block. Can I write one more catch block like this? SQL exception. Something SC. Here system dot err dot println SC. But instead of writing try catch blocks, two catch blocks, can I write only one catch block? How to write? Pipe symbol SQL exception. Handling multiple exceptions with single catch block. Studied or not? This is also possible. Any other way? Exception. So instead of writing these many things, only one exception. Exception E. Like this you can write no. Which will handle all the exceptions. It will handle all the exception. Because all exceptions are subclasses of exception class. Okay. Here this catch block will handle all exceptions. Because exception is a super class for all classes. This will handle. Now, class in which package? Java.lang package. Is it required to import? No, because default package implicitly imported. Connection interface in which package? SQL package. Driver manager in which package? SQL package. So, is it required to import? Yes. Import java.sql.star. Now here further this C we don't require. That is the reason you can remove. But this connection required to perform the task. That's what that should be there. After this, here, if the connection is established successfully, which contains hash code address. If the connection is not established, it contains null. So here one condition. If connection not equal to null, then system.out.println connection established successfully. Okay. Else connection not established. System.out.println connection not established. Okay, if I write like this, but if you write like this, what will happen? See here, suppose driver loaded, connection established, then which contains hash code not equal to null, true, then connection established successfully, message comes. Suppose driver loaded, while establishing the connection some problem occurred, or while loading the driver only some problem occurred, control jumps to catch block, error message printed. That means else block not printed. If any problem occurred, control jumps to directly catch block. That's what writing else block is waste. But writing if block also not required. Why? If these two lines are executed successfully, this line executed. If any problem occurred in these two lines, control directly jumps to catch block. It is better, no? That's what you can write like this. Now this program, file, save. Now first once you listen, here with this line, all classes and all interfaces of java.sql package imported in our Java program. So all classes and all interfaces of java.sql package imported in our Java program. After that, demo class loaded, main method called, try block executed, driver loaded, connection established, then message printed. If any problem occurred, catch block, error message. See, file, save. Now if I compilation, execution, see, you are going to get message connection established successfully. Here class path already settled, that's what it is working. Suppose the class path, here the class path I'll remove, then what will happen? See, here already permanent class path I given, permanent class path I have to teach, not completed. Here class path, this class path already given, I'll remove this. Now see, I removed. Now file, save, I'll open command prompt. See, Java C demo.java, program successfully compiled, Java demo. You are getting class not found exception. This driver class not found because it is search in C drive. It is not there in C drive. It is there in the bin lib folder. That is the reason class path required. Set class path equal to percentile class path percentile in double quotes dot semicolon. That is already copied, pasted. Lib Jdbc 6_g.jar file. Now if I enter, see, now if I run, connection established successfully, because the driver class is not available in Java software. The driver class is available in OJDBC 6_g.jar file. That file is available in Oracle software. That is the reason we have to do that one. Okay. This is first program in advanced Java. Only connection establishment. Okay. Write it. Here on comment I'll give program to establish a connection between Java application and Oracle database by using type 2 Jdbc driver. Program to establish a connection between Java application and Oracle database by using type 2 Jdbc driver. Write the program. Write clearly. If you write any program word by word, line by line, you should know. Okay, if I ask any question in that program, any word if I ask, you should be able to give answer. That knowledge required. Unnecessary theory no need to learn. Programming related theory you have to learn. Compulsory. If I ask any question, you should be able to give answer. That type knowledge required. Is it over? If you want to change the database, what you have to change is driver you have to change, URL you have to change, username, password you have to change. Now this is for only for Oracle. The driver, URL, user, password, Oracle database user, Oracle database password, Oracle driver I given. This program connected to Oracle database. If you want to change the database, you need to change driver, URL, user, password. Those 4 parameters you have to change. Okay. Now here I'll ask few questions. Give me answer. Core Java questions only, not advanced Java. Now, for name method, it is throwing one exception. What is the exception? Class not found exception. This catch block, will it handle? Yes. How it will handle? That is class name is exception. That class name is class not found exception. Exception is a super class for all exceptions. It can handle all subclass objects. Okay. Subclass object handled by the superclass reference. That concept is called, what is that? Upcasting. With upcasting feature, it will handle. So exception E here, it is superclass reference. Class not found exception is a subclass object. Subclass object assigned to superclass interface, superclass reference. That concept is called upcasting. With upcasting feature, it can handle all exceptions. Okay, with that valid. Here implicitly which method is going to be called? ToString. Like default class is object class. Default method is ToString method. Default package is java.lang package. So java.lang is a default package. It is implicitly imported in every Java program. Java.lang.object class is a default class. It is implicitly inherited in every Java class. ToString method implicitly called whenever we pass object or object reference as a parameter, then implicitly ToString method called. With that only you are getting this error message. This error message, how you are getting? ToString method. Which class ToString? What is it? Not string class, not system, not exception, no object. Throwable class. Throwable exception superclass. Throwable class. No. with throwable class toString method, it is printed. Okay. System.out and system.err. What's the difference? Here out also we can write. Here ER also we can write. Redirection. Out can be redirected. ERR cannot be redirected. Error message, is it required to store permanently? No, that's what ERR. Here output message sometimes required permanently. That's what out. Use out for output messages. Use ERR for error messages. Error message no need to redirect. Output message you have to redirect. That is the reason out. Okay. Here ERR. But here if you write ERR also works. Here if you write out also works. But don't write. Don't write. Okay. Now this is a program to establish the connection between Java application and Oracle database by using type 2 driver. Now after these two steps only we can perform the task. So every day this is required. Every day this is required. These two lines every day required. After that we'll perform the task. Okay. That performing the task and the type 3 driver, type 4 driver, these all we'll see tomorrow class. Be regular. Every class is important. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see continuation. Online students, wait 5 minutes. Online students, wait 5 minutes for your doubts. Now online students, you can ask your doubts. Redirection. Redirection nothing but suppose I did here Java P command, that is called redirection. Java P java.lang.string like this. This is called redirection. This is called redirection. Exception means if driver is not available, what will write the code? Even if you write perfect code also, exception may comes. Lib folder will be there in a Oracle software. Definitely it will be there. You check it out. Eclipse ID I'll teach, not completed. Your Oracle folder may be blank, but other folders will be there. You check it out. Oracle database compulsory you have to install. Videos links you'll get it. Mac OS SQL Server, it will be different. You have to search in Google, you'll get it. Version 19 also okay, 21 also okay. Class.forName, it is static method, we have to call like that. Installation video, I'll ask them to share in Google Classroom, they'll send. OCJP, yeah, you need to wait because just now you started. I'll send everything. I given mail already. Notes today night or tomorrow I'll send in Google Classroom. Connection is an interface. Return type also connection only. Return type means not only integer float, connection also will be there. If it write exception, which will handle all exceptions, that is handling purpose only. Class if you want to access class path required. If you are facing installation problem, I'll give system admin number, you will install in your system, no need to worry. Oracle Enterprise already installed means continue, not installed means Express Edition. Multiple screens are appearing. Okay, I'll solve that problem tomorrow class. For name method is static method. That is the reason class dot for name. Today class link, tomorrow class link, you will get it. I'll share in Google Classroom. Yeah, my mail ID already given. This is my mail ID. venkatesh.mansani@yahoo.com. This is my mail ID. One minute wait. User defined exceptions also you can write. Multiple exceptions also you can write. 21C also okay, 18C also, 19C also okay. Yeah, once again I'll explain tomorrow class. Okay. Oracle present you can understand, but at last compulsory you have to learn. Three jar files are there. Underscore G dot jar file, you set the class path. Java P not recognized means you need to set the path for JDK bin. Linux also you can install. Yeah, tomorrow I'll explain this program again. Don't worry. A driver and a class name is fixed. Google Classroom link I'll share. You'll get it today or tomorrow. You'll get it. Multiple exceptions in single catch block also possible. I given a pipe symbol you are right. Installation notes also I'll share in Google Classroom. And even if a problem comes, system admin will solve your problem. Driver URL username password will be different for every database. 19C okay, you can continue. Checked exception, unchecked exception. If the class is derived from exception class, checked, otherwise unchecked. Google Classroom tomorrow will get it. Exact meaning of class path to access the class class. Jdbc 8_G you can take. Yeah, tomorrow I'll explain again. No need to worry. Tomorrow this program I'll explain again. No need to worry. Okay. We'll see continuation tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'll explain. Tomorrow I'll explain once again. No need to worry. Java is not running means you need to set the path. We'll see continuation tomorrow.